God bless us all. Okay, this is October 18th, Doc Ellis Q&A. Carl from Wisconsin. Laryngectomy due to cancer. Camp Lejeune water denied. Surprise, surprise. Well, it's not on presumptive. That's okay. But medical evidence, if I decide it's service connected or like Camp Lejeune, that's medical evidence. My opinion is medical evidence. Plus, there are going to be case law and things. We can get that covered on VA. Okay. Okay. So that's an easy one. Just come in. We'll do it. Okay. Medical evidence is not like criminal law. You can't put O.J. Simpson in jail. It's real high criminal law, especially when they ask the detective if you've ever said the N-word. You know that they've got it on video. And the fool said no. Well, the answer is yes, and I'm sorry. But the moment he lies, that trial's over. But saying now, civil law, the family took him to court and got money. So state workers' comp's down here. Now, VA and federal workers' comp and FERS, which is federal retirement, you can't see my hand below the desk, very, very fair. If it contributes the slightest amount, aggravates the slightest amount, it's covered, but no one knows the law. Okay. So here's Michael from New York, retired law. Okay, so he's World Trade Center registry. He has sleep apnea, sinusitis, and rhinocitus. I assume that those are all approved and you're getting scheduled awards or impairment. The question was, he retired in 2018. Can I put in for disability retirement even though I'm retired already? No. You have to file for FERS, Federal Employment Retirement System, retirement within 1 year of the last time you're an employee. So you missed that window. But make sure you're getting paid for all these conditions you have, because those are all part of your OWCP claim. Okay? You're fine. Look, federal law enforcement, all that stuff's covered. And let's say later we find you have cancer, it's way past the 3-year limitation, but from the day you find the cancer, doctor diagnoses it, then the statute of limitations starts. So don't give up on this stuff. Now, where am I now? I'm on page 3. Okay, page 3. Okay, here we got Donald from Texas. Claim denied to the VA. Well, I've never heard of that happening. So it must have been something happened in your previous life. So it's exit exam at Pest Planus, everybody does. Vitiligo. Okay, so a vitiligo is just if you have a dark skin and you have a place of white patch. Here is denied because the medical evidence of record fails to show disability has been clinically diagnosed. Come in and I'll clinically diagnose it, or send me a picture and I'll diagnose it. Okay, you need a white coat to diagnose stuff. Okay. Service records, complaints. Okay, now don't worry about your service records. If you have some, that's fine. You tell me your history, I write it down, that becomes a medical record. The best medical records are the ones that burned up in St. Louis. So you tell me what happened to service, I write it down, it's your new medical record. Because that's the law. Okay. Do not find a link between medical to get your military service. They are looking for, you wondering what that is. What in the world's VA saying? They're saying bullshit. I mean bullshit. Maybe there's a stronger word. Guy lost his toes in Korea, and one of the doctors at the VA said, I don't know if it's cold in Korea. Well, get up an almanac, you dumb asshole. That's just awful. Or has noise-induced hearing loss by the audiogram, but 3.5 years in Ontario didn't contribute. That's more than bullshit. That's fraud. 3, now 4. Now, this is going to be a long one. I'm going to just skip over to the important things. Okay. Desert Storm war veteran, Navy, thank you, Nimitz. Now, just being on the ship, you're going to be exposed to all kinds of stuff, all kinds of solvents and everything else, so just remember that. Several VA disability claims all denied in 1992. Now, here's the key. You get those claims accepted, and you go back to 1992 and make them pay forward. And even if it's just 10%, that's a lot of money. So don't ever let a veteran service officer or a lawyer say it's easier to file a new claim. No, you go back. Now, they're going to fight it. You may have to go to the Board of Veterans Appeals, but it's worth the trouble. Okay? So all those claims, bring them in, and if I believe that they're service-connected, we'll get you covered. has neck, back, scoliosis. Okay, car wreck. Hit knees, so your neck and back and knees are covered, whether you had pain at that time or not. 92, hit your knees, hit the dash. Okay. Head went through the window. You've got traumatic brain injury, whether you know it or not. Okay. So any headaches that come from that, all kinds of stuff, I'm going to diagnose that. I'm going to also diagnose your neck and your back. Okay. Healed fine, yeah. Now, again, another doubt. Law firm looked at my denial letter and refrained from helping me with my old claims. And they mentioned I'd be interested in to do it. Okay, don't use that law firm, whoever they are. Recently filed for tinnitus. Well, it's about time. Added headaches, sure. Yeah. You got tinnitus. You got migraines. I'll connect them. If you got neck pain, I'm going to do your headaches. Okay. All right. You mentioned tinnitus on your C&P exam. Doesn't matter. You've got it. I can almost count on one hand people that went through basic training that don't have ringing in their ears. That's very rare. Okay. They apply for increase. You always can apply for increases. Like say in the VA, if you have a strained knee, like a metatarsal ligament, you can rate it slight strain, moderate strain, severe, 10, 20, 30. Ballpark. Very fair. Not rocket science, if the doctor knows how to read the VA book. Okay, now you've gotten radiculopathy in your hands from your neck. That's going to be covered. You've had MRIs, CAT scans, you're describing neck pain, old age and stuff, and PTSD. Okay, sure. You're in the shit. Okay. You're on the Nimitz and the fighter jet crashes down, fire, absolutely. That's going to be a big surge of adrenaline, which is PTSD. PTSD has nothing to do with whether your mother loves you. Okay? If you come in with asthma and I give you the wrong dose of IV adrenaline, the IM dose instead of the IV dose, instead of 1 to 10,000 to 1 to 1,000, you're going to remember that day the rest of your life. From that surge. When you see a lion grab the butt of a zebra, that zebra goes, yeah! That's an adrenaline surge, a cortisol surge. That's going to fix your brain. And you'll remember that the rest of your life. And it's going to intrude on you. That's just life. Now, you treat it psychologically with medicine. So that's going to be covered. And you got cluster bomb. Yeah, you're on ship for all that. GERD, that's going to be covered. If it started in service, it's covered. If you're in service several years and then suddenly you get an upset tummy, it's covered. Doesn't have to be caused. It happened. Asthma, desert storm. Well, I don't know why it's not dusty and dry out there. Of course it is. Of course that's covered. You're a smoker, so what? Did it aggravate your smoking? Then it's covered. All right. So they say you don't have COPD. You do if you've smoked that long. You need another pulmonary function test. Now, if you wheeze, you hear wheezing, you got asthma by diagnosis. Okay. You get short of breath. Sure, you got emphysema. Okay. That's all rateable. Let's see. Here we go. Am I still on CJ? No. Here we go to. Okay. Put your stuff together. Come in. Let's take care of you. These may sound scary to you, but they're easy to us. And don't pay people a whole lot of money. Okay, here's one from Texas. Right, I've already done that. Okay.
I think we're on Kenneth.
I'm on Kenneth. Thank you, Gary. From Florida. I'll come meet you. We'll do it there. We'll do it in Florida. Meet you in Sanibel. Okay. No records from private health care 1988. Retired or gone. That's okay. That's fine. No records is no problem. You tell me what you do, and I'll take care of it. Because it's my examination. If you come in as a virgin in medical records, you tell me what happened in the service, I got you covered. All right, so that's an easy one. And that now, do we have
Jules?
Jules, okay. Jules from somewhere. What about combat post-traumatic stress disorder? Yeah, it used to piss me off when they shoot at me when I go to the latrine in Dom. I still remember that. Okay. But here's one. Pulled body of young boy who drowned out of the ocean while on duty as an air policeman. That's PTSD, absolutely. And of course, traffic accident. I had a Navy SEAL that just saw all kinds of crap. But what gave him PTSD is when he got back to the States, he was put on the burial at sea. And that got him. That got his brain. I think if you're the guy that has to take a flag up to some widow or some kid, that a combat veteran has died, I'm giving you 100%. Or if you're working in the Arlington Cemetery, I'm giving you 100% for PTSD and the psychological trauma of that. Because that's the law. So, okay. And there was also a comment about costs and stuff. There are people that do charge a lot. We charge $500 a condition, okay? But if it's a back and both legs have nerves down it, that's one condition, okay? Now, if you have two shoulders, there's going to be two conditions, okay? But if you have a neck with nerve down both sides, that's one condition. If you have ringing in your ears and hearing loss, that's one condition, okay? And if you have trouble pain, give us a call. We'll set you up, say, for 4 conditions. We'll make you pay $500, especially if you're poor and you don't have a place to sleep. I want you to go around and get the money so that you have skin in the game and you don't give up. Because what happens when the VA does what it did to all these people, turn them down, you're going to give up. Now, you can't come into Ellis Clinic if you're going to give up. Because we always win, the law's on our side. We just want the government to follow their damn laws. And they don't, because there's a bias against the injured litigant. The doctors and the nurse practitioners and the VA are not trained, and they've got this attitude. They don't even know they have it. It's that being an injured person in America, the bias is like being a black man in a KKK meeting in 1934, and people don't even know they're doing it. And especially if you're an insurance company doctor, because they're going to say nothing's wrong with you. But by the same token, in a plaintiff attorney ambulance chase, you're going to find a doctor rate say 100%. No, just tell the truth, doctors. And that's all we want, is the truth, and then justice. But we can get it in federal workers' comp, VA, and FERS. It's an uphill battle, but that's okay. We don't give up, and I don't want you to give up. So back to the poor person. We'll do 4 claims. We will send you one. Then as the end comes in, you open up and we'll send you the next one. You don't have to come back 4 or 5 times. Okay? And of course now somebody's having a problem. Give me a problem. Now of course widows, we charge $500. By golly, we gift it off. If I didn't, lightning would come through the ceiling. Can you imagine how fun it is to get a widow a pension? So you file for that tinnitus, you fight for that tinnitus, then you have a heart attack, a stroke, or sleep apnea. I can say that contributed to your death, and your widow gets a pension. Don't give up. God bless you all.
Thank you, Doc.